Well, while former President Trump is holding news conferences at his home, we're still waiting to hear from Kamala Harris and when she'll have a solo press conference. She's been ducking the media while running to be the most powerful person on the planet. And yet we still don't know Harris's vision for America. The Wall Street Journal points out, quote, Harris is all but telling Americans they'll have to elect her to find out what she really believes. Isn't that nice? And the media is giving her a free ride. We saw that yesterday when Harris briefly took questions for the first time, and not a single reporter asked about her policies or her record.
What you got?
Are you open to more debate?
I am happy to have that conversation.
Why do you think he pulled out of the debate with you? Why do you think
I am beyond trying to speculate about how he thinks. What
Well,
else?
Can you tell me what the criticism has been about your vice presidential pick and his leaving the National Guard at 24 years?
Listen, I praise anyone who has presented themselves to serve our country.
There's been a lot of questions about when you're going to sit down for your first interview since being the nominee. Do you have any update
I've
on
talked
that?
to my team. I want us to get an interview scheduled before the end of the month.
Thank you.
What do you make about the attack on your husband's faith?
Thank you so much.
Now, minus the third question there, those were pretty easy questions. And why do we have to wait until the end of the month for an interview? She could call a news conference at any time. I'm sure the press would love that. But then she'd be forced off script. And she seems to really like this one.
It really is good to be back in Wisconsin. It is so good to be back in Michigan. Listen, let me tell you, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. And listen, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I took on perpetrators of all kinds and had a summer job at McDonald's. I had a summer job at McDonald's. So hear me when I say, so hear me, Detroit, when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. I know Donald Trump's type. And are we ready to fight for it? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win!
Okay, so credit where credit's due. Jesse Waters Primetime put that together. Credit to the Jesse Waters Primetime team on that. Look, Cheryl, the unison at the end, like I've noticed the stump speech over and over. I can recite most of that. But like the unison, you got to get off script. Like every politician has a stump speech, but that's a lot of the same.
Well, remember the first 2 years of her as vice president, she had a lot of problems with the media. But she was getting criticized for the laughing. She was getting criticized for the word salads. So I think that they're trying to be very, very careful with her now. Obviously, her communications team, now the campaign team, is really trying to keep her protected. That is obvious. She will sit down for an interview. Obviously, she will. She said she will by the end of the month. But what we don't know is, what is her foreign policy? You've got her world on fire right now. What are her views on Ukraine, Russia, Iran, which we found out today is closer to nuclear weapons than they've ever been? There's a lot of problems right now. If she's going to be president of the United States, where does she stand? We need to know. It's time to talk about policy.
Emily, and I think the question is, can a 17-minute stump speech, which is on average what it runs, sometimes there's a Gaza protester that interrupts, can a 17-minute speech take you to Pennsylvania Avenue?
I don't think so. And to me, that interrupter actually was really illustrative of her response and what she cared about, because she did not in any way condemn the anti-Semitism that protester was. All she said was, do you want Trump to win? And I'm speaking. There it just shows all she cares about is winning, and all that defines her is her hubris. Look, I think that we should need a longer memory here, and that the media needs to play over and over again all of her word salad failures in Europe, in the Middle East, in others where she has utterly embarrassed us on the world stage. We know that the policy is non-existent or a chameleon to the progressives, but what we also know is that she fails in her communications. It's not just an ad hoc back and forth if she's given something other than a softball. It's all the time, and we need to be reminded so that 17 minutes doesn't come close to swaying any actual voter.
And, you know, President Trump, for his part on the Democrats and their communication plan, he had this to say yesterday.
I'm letting their convention go through, and I am campaigning a lot. I'm speaking to you on phones. I'm speaking to radio. I'm speaking to television. Television's coming over here. Excuse me, what are we doing right now?
You know, they've done well at getting her off the teleprompter. She's committed to a debate. But letting the convention go through, in my mind, are you letting her get a tailwind?
I don't know. I guess you have an October surprise because it's late in the game and you want it to really change when people show up to the polls. But now we live in a world of early voting and mail-in voting, and I think every single day between now and the election matters. I guess the strategy there is to let her experience whatever bump she's going to get all at once and then go on the offensive. It's why you don't release opposition research during the primary. But with all that being said, I think that President Trump was on message really well before the assassination attempt. And there was a period of time after that where we saw a lot of probably passion from him over the fact that they tried to kill him. And we saw with that 1 hour press conference him still have that passion, but come back to that message. And I think right now that's the best thing he can do. You're not going to force Kamala Harris to answer questions because answering questions marries her to the president she's still VP of.
Julie.
I mean, first of all, she doesn't know what she's going to do with the economy. That's why she's putting it off. I mean, I know when somebody asks me a question I don't want to answer, I just pivot and I change the subject. And that's what she's basically doing. As far as her economic plan, and this is what President Trump needs to force her to come forward and actually come up with one, because she doesn't have one. And as far as international and foreign affairs, she doesn't have an idea. She tweets out a picture of her in the Situation Room with the president, and that's supposed to make it look as if she knows what's going on. What are her plans in Iran? What's her stance on Russia and Ukraine? What's her stance on all of it, on China? We don't know. The American public doesn't know. And you expect to be voted into office?
Yep. And the person who can litigate that case, force her to the table, is Donald Trump. So we will see that vision play out in September.